Did you know that critical thinking test challenges more than just your knowledge? It measures your reasoning skills, decision-making under pressure, and ability to think logically in unfamiliar situations. Hi, this is Vadim from Online Training for Everyone. And in this video, I'm excited to share 10 carefully selected practice questions designed to help you prepare for the critical thinking test and strengthen your problem-solving and analytical skills. My best advice for success: stay sharp, work through every question thoroughly, and use this challenge to push your critical thinking abilities to the next level. Let's dive in and see if you can beat the test. Here's the catch. Every time you try a question like this, you're training your brain like a muscle. Stay with it and get mentally stronger with each step. You're presented with 3 squares. First square has numbers 6, 3, 18, and 9. Second square has numbers 4, 2, 6, and 3. And then the third square has numbers 2, 1, 16, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 1, choice B, 10, choice C, 8, and choice D, 6. Remember, we're here to sharpen your skills, so you would need to try to solve it yourself. And just like in the real test, I'll set a timer. Make sure to lock in your answer before timer's up. And after you're done, we'll go through the solution together. And I'll have a surprise for you, as there are multiple ways to solve this particular problem. Let's go. Are you ready? The way to solve these types of challenges is try to detect the pattern. Is detecting pattern easy? Not necessarily, but it's definitely possible. Let's take a close look. Let's look at the first square. First square has numbers 3, 6, 9, and 18. You might start thinking that numbers increment by 3. 3 plus 3 equals 6, 6 plus 3 equals 9. But then the pattern breaks. Alternative way to look at the numbers is by looking at the row. 3 and 18, 6 and 9. Do you see any relationship? Probably not, because there is none. But if you look at columns, you might see the relationship. In the left column, the bottom number is calculated by multiplying the top number by 2. And in the right column, the top number is calculated by multiplying the bottom number by 2. Let's look at the example. 3 multiplied by 2 equals 6, and 9 multiplied by 2 equals 18. Let's confirm this pattern with the second square. 2 multiplied by 2 equals 4, and 3 multiplied by 2 equals 6. Remember that I mentioned that there are multiple ways to solve this. The first pattern I described combines multiplication for both columns. The second pattern could be combination of multiplication and division. For example, in the left column, we could calculate the bottom number by multiplying top number by 2. And in the right column, we could calculate the bottom number by dividing the top number by 2. Let's look at the example. 3 multiplied by 2 equals 6, and 18 divided by 2 equals 9. The cool thing is, regardless how you choose to do it, you will get to the right answer. And for us, the time is to shift the focus to the third square. Let's confirm the pattern with the first column. 1 multiplied by 2 equals 2. And as you might have guessed, to calculate the missing number, we may need to use division. 16 divided by 2 equals 8. And the correct answer here is choice C, 8. But wait, are you ready to practice your skills? Try this question to see how you would do. You're presented with 3 2x2 squares. First square has numbers 4, 2, 5, and 3. Second square has numbers 3, 1, 6, and 4. And then the third square has numbers 8, 6, 10, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select your answer out of 4 possible choices. A, 5, B, 6, C, 7, or D, 8. Once you're confident in your answer, post it in comments and I'll share my feedback. Good luck in this intriguing challenge. In this question, you're presented with 5 letters, N, D, R, A, B. And your goal is to rearrange the letters and determine the business word. Here's the caveat though, you need to use each letter only once. To help you give your best effort, let's set a goal. Your goal is to lock in your answer before time runs out. And once you're ready, we'll reconnect on the other side and we'll review it together. And what's cool about this, I'll share with you not just the word, but also the methodology how you can determine it. Let's go ahead and get started. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? To solve this challenge, let's first look at the combinations of letters N, D, R, A, B. The best way to solve this question is to identify most common two-letter prefixes and then try to determine the entire word by looking at the remaining three letters. Most common two-letter word starters are NA, DA, BA, and BR. For the prefix NA, the remaining letters are DR and B, and there are no recognizable combinations here. For the second prefix DA, the remaining letters are N, R, and B, also no recognizable word forms. Same is true for the prefix BA. The remaining letters N, DR do not form any word. But here's the thing, we're hitting the bingo with the prefix BR. The remaining letters are A and D, which forms the word brand, which is a valid business word. Let me spell it for you. B-R-A-N-D. And the definition is, brand represents the identity of a business or product, encompassing its name, logo, reputation, and the emotional connection it creates with the audience. What are the popular brands in the area where you live? Please make sure to post them in comments so we can all learn. Are you ready for more? Try this question to see how you would do. Your goal is to determine a business word using each letter only once. The letters in the word are U, T, S, R, and T. It's only 5 letters. I know you can do it. After you've selected your final answer, post it in comments and I'll share my feedback. Enjoy solving this cool problem. You're presented with a 3x3 matrix. Each cell in the matrix has a number. The numbers are 37, 21, and 1. The second row has numbers 84, 32, and 1. And then the third row has numbers 88, 64, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 1, choice B, 2, choice C, 3, and last but not least, choice D, 4. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope so, because the pattern here cannot be any easier. If you look closely, you will see the pattern. Calculations are organized in each row from left to right. Middle number is calculated as left number's multiplication of digits. For example, 3 multiplied by 7 equals 21. And number on the right is calculated as subtraction of digits from the middle number. So the middle number is 21, 2 minus 1 equals 1. Let's continue the calculations in the second row. 8 multiplied by 4 equals 32, that's the middle number, and 3 minus 2 equals 1. And now is the time to calculate the missing number. 8 multiplied by 8 equals 64, and 6 minus 4 equals 2. So the correct answer here is choice B, 2. Here's the deal. To solve this question, we need to consider it as a new opportunity to demonstrate your strengths and your intelligence. Trust in your preparation and let confidence carry you through. You're presented with 4 crypto pairs, 2A, C4, 6E, and then comes the missing pair, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, G8, choice B, B9, choice C, F8, and choice D, H9. Review this question carefully, just like you would on a real test. Choose your answer before time runs up, and I'll walk you through the solution afterwards. Let's begin. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope so, because even though pairs looks like a crypto, the pattern here is really simple. As you might have guessed, letters and numbers represent 2 separate sequences. Every other letter is skipped. So for example, we see letter A, but letter B is skipped. Then we see letter C and letter D is skipped. Then we see letter E and letter F is skipped. And very similar pattern is applied to the numbers. We only see even numbers. 2, 4, 6, and then comes the next number, which is very easy to calculate. Did you calculate it by now? After E comes skipped letter F, and then after that comes letter G. And then after 6, the next number is 8. So missing numbers are G8, and the correct answer here is choice A, G8. William Blake once observed, "What is now proved was once only imagined. To solve this question, we must dare to imagine the unimaginable, allowing our creativity to turn visionary ideas into reality. You're presented with 3 triangles. Each triangle has 4 numbers inside. The first triangle has numbers 4, 2, 3, or maybe if you look for patterns, start with 2, 3, and 4, and then number 9 in the middle. The second triangle has numbers 5, 6, and 7, see another pattern, and then number 18 in the middle. The third triangle has number 25 in the middle, number 10 on the left, number 8 on the top, and then in the bottom right corner there is a missing number, which you need to calculate and select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 7, choice B, 8, choice C, 9, and choice D, 10. Please take your time to thoroughly consider the problem, rule out all the incorrect options, and double-check your final answer. Ready, set, go. Time's up. Are you ready with your answer? The key to solve this problem is to understand the pattern. I tried to confuse you, showing you one pattern, which wasn't correct. Please let me know in comments if I was successful by showing you the pattern 2, 3, and 4 on the outside of the first triangle. To better understand the actual pattern, let's assign letters for each section inside the triangle. Let's assign letters A, B, C, and D. And the pattern here is that A plus B plus C equals D. Let's look at the example using the first triangle. First triangle has numbers 2, 3, and 4 on the outside. 2 plus 3 plus 4 equals 9, and 9 is exactly the number in the middle of the triangle. Let's continue to confirm the pattern. 5 plus 6 plus 7 equals 18. And now is the moment of truth. Let's go ahead and calculate the missing number. 25 minus sum of 10 and 8 equals 7. So the correct answer here is choice A, 7. Our main goal with this question is for you to practice solving this challenge on your own. This will boost your cognitive skills and make you smarter and more intelligent. You're presented with 3 shapes, and you need to determine which shape comes next. Your choices for the answers are choices A, B, C, and D. And despite the complexity of the choices, the answer is right here in front of you. But to solve it, you need to use the best of your cognitive skills and learn something along the way. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope so, because the pattern here cannot be any easier. As you might have guessed correctly, this is the first pattern here, because the circle in the middle alternates, appearing only in every other shape. But the coolest thing about this particular question is that there are 3 other patterns. The second pattern is that triangle moves clockwise between perpendicular clock positions, incrementing its step with every move. Let's look at the example. In shape 1, we see triangle pointing at 3 o'clock. In shape 2, triangle increments +1 and will point at 6 o'clock. In shape 3, it increments +2, so it skips 9 o'clock and points at 12 o'clock, which would mean that in a final shape, it would increment +3, it will skip 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and will point at 9 o'clock. There's also a very tricky pattern of the small dots that are located around the circle. To confuse you a little, dots show at random locations around the circle. But the number of dots around the circle changes according to the formula. Add 2, then subtract 1. Let's look at the example. In the first shape, there are 2 small dots. To get to the second shape, we need to add 2, which would mean that the number of small dots would be 4, which is correct. Then in the next move, we need to subtract 1, and you see 3 small dots in the shape 3. Can you calculate the number of small dots in the missing shape? You're absolutely correct. 3 plus 2 equals 5. Let's look at the possible answers to determine what is the right solution. What do we know about target shape? Target shape should not have a circle in the middle. Target shape should have 5 dots, and target shape should have a triangle pointing to the left, which means that the correct answer here is choice B. In this question, you're presented with cool symmetrical shapes. Each shape has top and bottom numbers. If you look at the row of top numbers, you see 32, 5, 28, and 9. And then the bottom row has numbers 8, 20, 7, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select your answer out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 30, choice B, 32, choice C, 34, and choice D, 36. Here's what we're gonna do. Review the question carefully, just like you would on a real test. Make sure to choose your answer before time runs out. When you're done and have your answer ready, I'll walk you through the solution and we'll compare our choices. Let's begin. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope so, because the pattern here cannot be any easier. I hope you figured by now that instead of looking at the top row and the bottom row, we need to look at each individual shape. If you look closely, each shape has large circles which have 2 numbers inside, one number on the top and another number on the bottom. And to calculate the number, you need to multiply the number on one side, top or bottom, by the number of small circles, which is always 4, to get to the number on the opposite side. For example, in the first shape, 8 multiplied by 4 equals 32. To make things a little bit trickier, in the next shape, the starting number is reversed before multiplying by 4 again. Let's look at the second shape to confirm. 5 multiplied by 4 equals 20. In the third shape, 7 multiplied by 4 equals 28. And you know what time it is now? It's the magic time to calculate the missing number. 9 multiplied by 4 equals 36. So the correct answer here is choice D, 36. With this question, I want you to remember, you are not just answering it. You are embarking on the journey of discovery and growth. Let's every correct response be a milestone on your path to excellence. And let's convert every incorrect one into the lesson learned. You're presented with the circle, which is broken down into the 8 equal parts. Each section in the circle has number inside. The numbers are 35, 47, 34, 37, 49, 68, 57, and then comes the missing number, which you need to calculate and select out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 17, choice B, 20, choice C, 23, and last but not least, choice D, 25. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? I hope so, because the pattern here cannot be any easier. If you look closely at the circle, you can recognize the pattern. The numbers on the opposite side of the left-sided numbers are calculated as a product of digits of the right side numbers, minus 1. Let's look at the example. At 11 o'clock, we see number 57. 5 multiplied by 7 minus 1 brings us to 34. Which is the calculated number on the opposite side. Let's apply the same principles to calculate the other numbers. 6 multiplied by 8 minus 1 equals 47. 4 multiplied by 9 minus 1 equals 36 minus 1 and equals 35. Now we can do the missing number. 3 multiplied by 7 minus 1 equals 20. So the correct answer here is choice B, 20. In this question, you're presented with the chart, and you need to calculate the biggest reduction in spending between any 2 consecutive quarters. Your choices for the answers are choice A, 4, choice B, 10, choice C, 7, and choice D, 12. Review this question carefully, just like you would on a real test. Make sure you choose your answer before time runs out. And when you're done and your answer is ready, I'll walk you through the solution and we will compare our choices. Let's begin. Time's up. Do you have your answer ready? To get to the correct answer together, let's start by understanding the chart and understanding the data. You're presented with what's called a bar chart. A bar chart shows us a separate bar spending for each quarter. Quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, and quarter 4. If you look closely, you will see that project spend, which is represented in the chart, is shown in thousands of dollars. For example, the Q1 spend is $43,000, Q2 spend is $47, Q3 is $35, and Q4 is $37. With these types of questions, you always need to remember the original goal, which is calculate the biggest reduction in spending between any two consecutive quarters. What's interesting here is that on top of the chart, there is information about annual spend difference. This annual spend difference comparing to previous year is plus 7%. Well, even though this information might be valuable for somebody else, it's irrelevant here. And the only reason it's on the chart is to confuse you. I truly hope you didn't select choice C, 7. To solve this problem, we need to calculate the differences between the quarters. Q1 to Q2 difference is 47 minus 43 and equals plus 4, which is increase and not reduction. Q2 to Q3 difference is calculated as 47 minus 35 and equal 12, which is reduction. And quarter 3 to quarter 4 difference is calculated as 37 minus 35 and equals plus 2, which is also increase. Based on all of this information, the biggest reduction in project spend is between Q2 and Q3 and amounts to $12,000. So the correct answer here is choice D, 12. Facing a question like this feels like climbing a steep hill. Each step is tough, but every bit of effort brings you closer to the top. It's the tough climb, but the view from the top is worth every struggle. You're presented with 6 circles. 5 of those circles have numbers inside, but 1 circle has a missing number. Let's look in details. The first group has numbers 40 and 20. The second group has numbers 61 and 27. And the last group has only 1 number, 76. And you need to calculate the pairing number and select it out of 4 possible choices. Choice A, 32, choice B, 29, choice C, 30, and last but not least, choice D, 26. Doesn't feel that you're on the top of the steep hill yet. Let me give you a hint to help you get there. Take a close look at the numbers in the first pair. We see 40 and 20. Obviously, you can think that you can get to 40 by doubling the 20. But is that the case? Because this pattern doesn't repeat in the second pair. What if, and just hypothetically, what if 2 math operations are used to do the calculations? What if the first operation is maybe to sum the numbers, and second might be another operation, maybe a division? I have full confidence that you've got it now. Give yourself some time to work on the last few steps. Verify your answer, and let's reconnect on the other side. Time's up. Are you ready with your answer? The pattern here seems a little tricky, but not for someone like you. 20 is added to the number on the left, and then sum is divided by 3. Let's look at the first example. 40 plus 20 in parentheses divided by 3 equals 20. 61 plus 20 in parentheses then divided by 3 equals 27. And now is the magic time to calculate the missing number. 76 plus 20 divided by 3 equals 32. So the correct answer here is choice A, 32. But wait, are you ready for more? Especially now when you know how to solve these types of challenges. Try this question to see how you would do. You need to find the percentage of the number. What is 2% of 200? What is 30% of 60? What is 25% of 100? And what is 50% of 36? Make sure to calculate your answer and select it from choices A, B, C, and D. Post it in comments so I'll give you my feedback. Good luck with this intriguing challenge. Thanks for watching. I really appreciate you for helping us to become one of the largest YouTube channels to help people become smarter, increase your IQ, and to pass any test. If the content of this video was helpful, please make sure to click the like button to help YouTube algorithm promote this video and help other people to find it faster. Giving us a like is also a way for you to tell us that you need more content like this, and when you tell us, we will deliver it for you in the future. For links to free and premium resources, please check the description and comments of this video. You can also go directly to our website, howtoanalyzedata.net, to download the materials related to this topic. I really appreciate your endorsement, support, and patronage of this channel. And thank you for considering to become a member and considering to subscribe. Please leave feedback, suggestions, or corrections in comments. And all the best on your journey. I'll see you in my next video.